222. Yeah, I can hear you, but not on talkback. And there's also a delay on my voice coming back through this. Yeah, I can still hear you. Okay. I can hear you. You can't hear me when I push talkback though.
I can hear you through the mixer.
Yeah, but if I push talk, it's plugged into talkback.
Right.
And there is a delay when I talk, you hear yourself like half a second later.
Shouldn't be happening at all. You're coming off of this one?
Yeah.
Oh my god. The lady before said the same thing. She just muted herself though. When you press mute, I can still hear you. So if you want to, what's it called, talk to me, you can just mute yourself. It'll get to me anyway. Let me test that though, just to be 100% check.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All you've done is turn the headphone volume up.
That's just
That's all they do. I'll just turn them down and off so I don't hear anything.
right. I didn't want to get you that topic. Okay.
Hello. Sure. 2, 1, 2. One, two. That's slightly. No, it's the same. This is live. Yeah, talk back. You can't hear me. Yeah, you can't hear me. I'm going to go back to the other one now. On that one. No, nothing. No.
So our riders just completing walking the course for this, the qualifier for the Live Oak International. The Live Oak International qualifier all the way through to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup, a colour presented by Lugano Diamonds at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Time allowed, 87 seconds. 87 seconds over Ollie Peterson Jr.'s wonderful course, and the last fence, the 12 jumping efforts, 12 numbered fences, 15 jumping efforts. The last fence is the Great American Insurance Services, Great American Insurance Group, the GAIG fence, heading towards the in-gate. 12 jumping efforts, 15 jumping efforts, 12 nations, 87 seconds the time allowed. In this one round, against the clock, 42 come forward for the Live Oak International Qualifier. The feature class on day 2 of the Live Oak International here 2024. It is the Live Oak International Qualifier, $50,000 on offer. Longines World ranking points very much on offer this afternoon. One round against the clock over Ola Peterson Jr.'s wonderful course with his team. And it is a field of 42 with 12 nations that come forward. And we wish them all the very best of luck.
Well, if you have just joined us, hello and welcome. To Live Oak International. We are set and ready to get underway. An international competition here with $50,000 in the prize fund. Qualifying, of course, for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup that we will see here on Sunday. Very strong field, lots of nationalities joining us here as well, and it's going to be Rennie Dittmer who gets us underway with the 11-year-old mare Corsica X. This one by Connor, a horse that he's brought up all the way from the metre 30 level for the last couple of years, been producing this one carefully. I saw him jump the World Cup with this horse in Toronto, did such a super job, ended up finishing in 5th place there, and he is going to be our Pathfinder over this course, which has been designed by Olaf Peterson Jr., German Olympic level course designer. So let's take a quick tour round as we get Rennie on track. Here we go. Rennie Dittmer for Germany comes towards this first Oxer. As they land there, slight right-handed bending line sends them down towards the mainstream vertical at 2. Right-handed, you roll back round here to the Kubota at 3, and then down to the Lugano double combination. Oxer coming in here. 2 strides out over the vertical, then left-handed swings them around the top end of this arena, round towards the area at vertical at 5, then on the related distance down to the Live Oak signature Oxer at 6. Right-handed once again, down towards this Liverpool, the Net Jets Oxer, little rub there, it's still up though. And then we come in front of the grandstands, down towards the long side here. Vertical, 1 stride, Oxer out. And then this one's going to come at you pretty quickly. The Waldron Wealth Management, and that comes down at fence 9 for Rennie. Right, round towards this very connected final line. Triple bar at 10, down to double of verticals. And then we come towards this final fence. And it is just the 4 for our first to go. 65.54, 1 rail comes down, and it's 4 there for Rennie Dittmer. Corsica X. So there we go, that was a great look at this course. Olaf Peterson Jr., he's one of these course designers that all the athletes enjoy jumping his tracks. There's plenty of twists in there, plenty of turns. And remember, this is a 1-round competition directly against the clock. So here in the first round, they want to stay clear and they want to be going quick. It's 1 round. But Rennie's done such a super job of producing this horse up through the grades. And you know, I think we'll see that pair jump the World Cup qualifier here on Sunday. That was a shame, just catching that one vertical. But a long way to go here in this one. Quick reminder as well, if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, we'd love for you to get involved with the conversation as well. So do let me know where you're watching from, what you're up to, when you're watching. And if you've got any questions, of course, you can pop them in the comments box below. But it'd be great to have you getting involved. So let me know where you're watching from. Any questions, good luck messages, all that good fun stuff. Pop it in the comments box. And we'll now turn our attention to Mallory Vale. Rides for the United States of America with the 10-year-old gelding by Cannavaro. This one called Gray's Inn. This is one that's been in the ownership of Thinks Like a Horse, which is, of course, Mallory and her husband Aaron. They've had this horse for a few years, started out in the young jumpers, moved up through the ranks all the way into international competition. And she's based here in Ocala and knows this horse very, very well. A little bit sticky over that second fence. You can see Mallory just popping her leg on, saying, come on, let's go. But Mallory and this horse have a very good bond. They get on really well together. You can see her as she lands, she just puts her leg on, asks the horse to move away on landing, and then balances round the corner, protects the vertical. This is a very square Oxer, so it's good for the careful horses. If you're new to the sport, when we talk about square Oxers, we're talking about the front bar and the back bar being an identical height. So it's a little bit more tricky for the horses just to kind of eye up. Oh, that's such a delicate vertical. And there's a lot happening there as we cross across the centre and think about that left-handed turn. So I think that's going to be one of the fences that you'll be keeping an eye on as you're riding round there. But just the one rail. Going to finish up on 4 today, 74.34. Remember, the time allowed in this one is 87 seconds, but with the format of the competition being one round directly against the clock, unless they have a refusal or whatever on course, it's unlikely that we're going to see any time faults. But Mallory's been doing such a tremendous job with that horse. And again, another one I think we'll see here on Sunday. But what a great setup for these horses as well, to come in, to jump nicely, and then just have a single rail. It's still a very good setup for later in the weekend. So if you have just joined us, couple gone so far here. $50,000 in the prize fund. Height of these fences up to 1.55 m here. And it's going to be Jessica Leto that comes forward next. The 13-year-old gelding by Kalido. This is Kamara next to come forward. This is a pair that had quite a good season last year. Kind of towards the end of 2023, we saw them at the National Horse Show, finished up top 10 in their welcome stake, and it was certainly one I saw at Spruce Meadows over the summertime last year. Placed well at Tryon. You could see Jessica's look of concentration as she came into that double there. And what's interesting about this competition is all the riders will have slightly different plans. You've got some that are going to come in here and be very competitive. You've got others with slightly younger horses. Some will be using this as a bit of a warm-up for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup here on Sunday. And Jessica's riding a good considered round. This is what... takes that rail. This is what she will have, planned before she come in here today. Just to use slightly more room. Not to sort of gallop flat out, just to keep the horse thinking forward and just to give the horse a nice experience in here today. And that was a shame to have that rail. Whoa, has to work a little bit to get out. Oh, and the final fence comes down as well. So it's going to be 12 in total. 77.99 and 12 there for Jessica Leto and Kambara for the United States of America. Atmosphere is always good here. They always get a crowd. And I tell you, everyone watching right behind every single one of these athletes, regardless of where they're coming from. Hi to Sue Austin, who says she's watching from a very wet Swindon in the UK. It was starting to rain when I left the UK yesterday. And when I got off the plane here, it was the afternoon and it was about 30 degrees Celsius and sunny. Kitty Abrahamson next to go. FSS Outlaw. She's been campaigning well at Grand Prix level with this horse. Lots of top 10 finishes within the last few weeks. Katie just got this horse last year, is doing the Future Prix together, started to do the National Grand Prix, and now moves the horse up into international competition and is making a very good job. This is an Irish sport horse. By Cardento, got some good lines in there. Catches the front rail on the net jets. Another rail comes down and she crosses across. And again, I think that's going to be one of these rails that we see come down quite a lot. Just has to take a bit of a check down there just to protect that vertical. Then pops her leg on down towards the Soxer. 70.24. Time wasn't too bad, to be fair. Going to finish up on 8 faults though. 70.24 and 8 for Kitty Abrahamson for the United States of America. So 4 combinations gone so far. Still looking for that first clear round here. Could Sean Jobin jump a clear? We've certainly seen him do it with this horse in the past. He's currently ranked as the Canadian national champion. We saw him clinch that title on the opening week of the Royal Winter Fair in Toronto. Had some top 3 finishes in the 4-star competitions at another venue here in Ocala quite recently. This is a nice Zangerside stallion by Katoki. Whoa, come on. Yep, did a nice job down there. I don't want to jinx him and say this could be our first clear, but he is in with a shot, isn't he? Come on, Sean. Whoa. One to come. This could be our first clear. Pushes on down to the last. And there it is, 68.80. That'll give the rest something to chase now. We've got our first clear, 68.80. Congratulations there to Sean Jobin. Hi to Millie, who's watching on YouTube. She's watching in Belgium. We've got Anne-Marie watching in Alaska. Nancy's watching in Maine. Julian watching in Germany. Alison says she's in NC, North Carolina, avoiding work. Living and thriving, watching in France. Don't look at my description. Says, I'm from New Zealand. Good to have you with us. Someone there from the Netherlands. That's Ollie. Monique's from Boulder. And we'll get lots more of your mentions as we continue on through this competition. But for now, Katie Dinan joins us. Knows this horse very well. And consistency in our sport, you know, it's definitely key, and Katie's a great one at that. Very, very consistent with her string. And already have picking up some good placings. You know, ended the last year at Toronto at the Royal Winter Fair with some top 10 finishes there. Started this year with the kind of similar placings. And we've got to remember Katie at Washington International last year, clinching the win in the World Cup there. Her first World Cup win. It was such an exciting night for her. And so well deserved. Oh, we just have to work a little bit harder there with that right hand there. Wow, and just catches that rail. So now she just has to balance and gets organised for this vertical. Seeing how delicate it is, and you could see how reactive Katie was there. Just to get everything back. Then down to the final fence on the 4. And 69.39 for jumping there. Dear Jean Teradon Z and Katie Dinan for the United States of America. So Sean Jobin still leads then, our only clear at this stage, 68.80. Hi to Safira watching in the Netherlands on YouTube Live. Nancy Rivers said, it's nice to hear my voice. Well, thanks, Nancy, and it's good to have you watching. But yeah, if anyone else wants to tell me where you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, I will keep an eye on those comments as we continue on through this competition. For now, though, we're going to Mexico. Maya Inés de Chambon, Chacalando PS. This is a horse that Maya's had since last spring. He's a little bit of a strong horse, this one, and it took Maya a little bit of time just to kind of get used to that. She wouldn't be the strongest of riders, but I think she's definitely getting there. She's been putting in some real hard work, and it's starting to come together. And I think she's got quite high hopes for this one, and rightly so. He's got all the ingredients there. But she's been campaigning this one in the Grand Prix down in Wellington. Also in the Nations Cup there earlier this month, and it's got great lines. You know, it's by Chaco Blue, and That's a stallion that's produced so many nice young horses. So a couple rails down, but she'll have used this as a bit of a fact-finding mission as well. She'll be planning her tactics for tomorrow. And comes home on the 8 fault, 71.90. Total of 8 there for Maya and Chakalando PS. Ethan's watching on YouTube Live and says that he has a show tomorrow, jumping a metre. Best of luck to you, Ethan. You'll have to let us all know how you get on. Hi to Tangy, says Amy here from the UK. Loving the live stream. Loving you watching as well, Tangy. And I hope it's stopped raining. And I hope it's definitely stopped raining by the time I get back to the UK on Monday. But what do we all think? Has Sean Jobin done enough? He currently leads the way. He's our only clear at the moment. But boy, we've got some quick ones still to come, and some of the very best in the world, as you'd always expect to see here at Live Oak International. Sarah Siegel with us next. Speedy Jump for the United States of America. This one's by Staccato Gold. Sarah knows this horse very well. She's been competing with him about three and a half years now. She was very considered down that line. Again, we're going to see some that are going to go, really, really fast and take all the tight turns. We'll see other ones that are at slightly different stages with their horse this season and go a little bit wider, a little bit steadier. Oh, it flattens out and catches that rail. And some of these riders will have been jumping pretty much on surfaces all winter, so it's also nice to get out and to be able to jump them on the grass. And just finishes up on the 8 fault, 78.92, 2 down, 8 in total there for Sarah, and Speedy Jump. A quick reminder for anyone watching on Facebook Live, like Maria, who's just commented she's watching in Poland. Good to have you with us, Maria. If you're watching on Facebook, do remember, hit that share button and tag your friends. Share it to the equestrian groups that you're in. Share it to your own wall. Let your friends know that they can enjoy some real world-class sport from sunny Ocala in Florida. Abigail McCardle already had some good rounds in the previous competitions here. She rides Olympia van de Eichenhof. Abigail picked this one up as an amateur horse after her friend Taylor Land mentioned her to me, and they saw lots and lots of potential. And I know Abby says that this is the easiest horse she's ever ridden. She wants to be good every day, she wants to learn. And what a horse this has been for her. The last couple of years we've just seen her do so many good things. She must have had so much fun with this one, and we all remember that horse she had at this level, Victorio. And it's great to see her back out with another one. It's got some jump, this horse, though. And he can be a little bit deceptive, this horse. He can look like he's going quite slow, but he's got quite a long stride. He does cover quite a bit of ground. He's got slightly sticky through that distance, and you could see as she landed, she then popped her leg on and just tried to make up that, and now she's got to get everything back together again, just to contain that momentum that she built. Well, just on that single rail down towards the final fence, and it is for 74.79, 1 down and 4 faults there for Abby Micardo and Olympia. Quick hello to Michelle Irwin, who's just tuned in, watching on Facebook Live. Good to have you with us, Michelle. People on Facebook Live are much quieter than those watching live on YouTube. We'll do some more YouTube mentions after we see this next combination come forward. Anna Cristina Gansauer and I, Denzel Van Het Mulenhof, represents Ecuador. Actually based here in Ocala though. She's got a place called Candor Farm. And she's a bit of an academic as well. She got her master's degree in entrepreneurship and now hopes to get a PhD. But also manages to stay up at the top of the sport, and we saw her at the Pan American Games in Chile last year with a different horse. But Anna's not been shown this one internationally for too long. And she's a rider though that we've seen jump here all over North America, but also over in Europe too. But you can see her just keeping that nice forward active rhythm with this horse. Taking her time round here, setting up, getting organised. Again, as she lands there, she organises for the oxer. So although this is outside and in a big open wide grass arena, some of these lines are very, very connected. And you need that little bit of adjustability to be able to tackle those more related and connected questions on the course. Now obviously she's not going to be quick enough to trouble Sean Jobin too much. But if she can just get a nice clear here, that'll be a super setup for later in the weekend. Oh, the back bar. Catches the back there. 82-72. Just the 4 faults there for Anna. And obviously with that rail and the time being slightly steadier, it has moved her down the leaderboard, heads into 5th place. Right, let's take a quick look at YouTube once again. Veroni's watching in Germany. We've got Megan and Ella May on there as well, who send in lots of messages. M Lovely says, one day I'll be competing, mark my words. It'd be great to see you here. Varvara's watching in Croatia. Muppet says, YouTube is #1. Well, maybe those watching on Facebook are going to come to life and start getting involved with the conversation and hitting that share button as well, remember, on Facebook. But great to have everyone that's been involved so far. Always good when you guys can keep me company. And now Alexandra Crown is with us with Dumont. This is by Diarado. Alex loves the sport, but boy, she loves horses. I know she said in the past that she fell in love with horses before she fell in love with the sport, and that keeps her motivated every single day. This is one that travels quite a bit. We saw her over in Europe with this horse in the Netherlands and Belgium last season. She had quite a bad fall a few years back. It took a while for her to recover, but it's great to see her back up, not just in the ring, but right up at the top of the sport. And you can see she takes safety very seriously. She's wearing one of these air vests. And they're just becoming more and more popular. And I think as the research continues into them, we're going to start to see almost it becoming the norm to wear those in the ring. But she's given this horse a very nice ride. You can see her just having to take a bit of a check in there and hopefully got that energy to get out. Come on, pushes on down. 77.80, jumps a very nice clear. Heads into 2nd place. Alexandra Crown there for the USA goes 2nd with Dumont. Sean Jobin still leads 68.80. But well done there to Alex, taking a very good second place at this stage. Hi to Bluepool Snoof watching on YouTube, says watching from Virginia and show jumping is my lifelong dream. Well, anyone can do it. It'd be great to see you on a horse, great to see you getting involved with this sport. Alison M saying about that one is a nice ride, living and thriving, says very nice. Megan Preppy says she's in Aberdeen, right up at the top of Scotland. It's going to be cold and wet there for sure at the minute. Alexander is watching in Argentina. Susan Robertson says go USA. Right, let's get Alex Matz on course. He's out there with Cashew CR. 16-year-old Holsteiner, this horse by Cassini. This is a pair that have been together for at least 5 years now. Had a great season last year. We saw them win at Devon. Started the year with a top 3 finish and 2-star Grand Prix right at the beginning of January. This is another one we saw in Toronto at the Royal Winter Fair. Had a good top 10 finish there too. And his family very much drenched in the sport, have been for generations. And he looks like he's in it to give it a bit of a go today. So 68.80 is that time to beat. Don't forget, if you've just joined us, this is a one-round competition. It is directly against the clock. So for those that are... Oh, it's gone. I was just going to say, for those that are in here and being competitive, you know, they're thinking about that turns. They're looking for areas to move up the pace. And even with 4 faults, you know, the fastest 4 fault round still in 3rd at the moment. And that would get you some very nice prize money. Finishes up on 4, 65.20, 1 down. 4 faults there for Alex Matz. And the time was good enough. He had the time. 65.20 was fast. So we know the time can be beaten, but can anyone do it and leave these rails in the cup as well? That's going to be the challenge here. But we've got plenty left. We've got about 30 left to come here. And I think we are going to see some lead changes as we continue on. Quick hello to Teresa, who's watching in the USA. Not being very specific there. Christy's watching in Estonia as well. They're both on Facebook Live. But we've got Kama Godek with us now. Connie 409. Kama's had this horse for quite a few years now. Kama had a good finish in the previous competition with a different horse as well. She's had quite a good day so far. This is a partnership we saw in Bromont last summer. Won the speed competition there, so we know the horse is quite quick across the ground. So Cam will be giving it a nice shot with this today. Oh. Don't know what happened down that line, whether she almost forgot that fence was there or something. I don't know, or maybe just trying to set up for a kind of tight turn and landing. Started off really well. You can see just coming a little bit strong round the corner. And just kind of towing her down this line a little bit. You can see Kama really kind of working hard just to protect that double of verticals. And jumps the last. 73.41. 16 total there for Kama and Connie 409. So no change to that leaderboard. Sean Jobin leads for Canada, 68.80 time to beat. Alex Crown for the USA in second, 77.80. And then the fastest of the 4 fault rounds, Alex Matz, currently sits in 3rd place. So that's how our top 3 looks at this stage. Millie says she rides ponies at the moment, but it's her dream to ride at this level. Just keep working hard, Millie, that's all you can do. Susan says she's in Virginia. Good to have you with us. Do keep those messages coming in on YouTube and Facebook. And we're going to watch Lucas Porter now with Vigahata. Lucas and his brother Wilton, very passionate about this sport, but also about skiing and golf and lots of sports. His brother Wilton's actually thrown this mare quite a bit. Already this season they've been placing top 10 and 3 and 4 star Grand Prix. It's a very useful horse. It's got enough blood, enough energy, but adjustable as well. Oh, that was lucky. Hopefully that's going to stay in the cups right to the very end. Remember, that rail's faultable until he goes through that finish line. This could be close. 68.80 is the challenge as he comes down towards the final fence. This could be quick. Jumps the last. 68.50 straight to the top of the leaderboard. 0.3 of a second faster. And Lucas Porter for the United States of America now leads the way. Very, very good round. Lucky on that Oxer though, wasn't it? But yeah, he does a great job with that horse. So the lead changes. Lucas Porter leads for the USA, pushes Canada, and Sean Jobin down into second, and Alex Crown heads into third place. That's our 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Summerhill next with LaBelle. This is a great horse. It won a lot of classes with David O'Brien, and then Summer got the ride, and she's been having so much fun. You know, at the end of last year, she was top 3 in a $30,000 Grand Prix in Ohio. We've seen them in the U25s together. But she says this mare really tries hard every single time she's in the ring. And of course there's a little bit more pressure, 0.3 of a second more pressure now, with 68.50 sitting at the top of the leaderboard, courtesy of Lucas Porter. And that's certainly enough to put on a little bit more pressure. You know, you think in this sport where you win by 1/100th of a second, again, a little bit of luck on show here today. Really kind of rattled that back bar, but it's still in the cups. And she got a couple of taps through there. She's got to be a bit more careful over this vertical because it will fall. Right, got to sit up, get things contained, get to the base there. Super job. Now down this final line, you can see her just taking a little bit of a check. It's going to be a nice double clear, not quite quick enough. 72.08's the time. Going to take her into third place. Summerhill goes top 3 into third there for the United States of America with LaBelle. Pushes Alex Crown out of the top 3. Sean Jobin for Canada second, but Lucas Porter still leading here with a time of 68.50. "26 combinations left to go." Hi to Catherine Barker, who's just joined watching on Facebook Live. And just joining us in the ring is Jordan Coyle, Chacolino. New one for Jordan, started their career together in January. Very quickly though, had a 5-star win in Wellington in February. Not going to be his class today though, just having that early-ish rail. This horse came from a Bulgarian rider called Ruslan Pektov. But Jordan's a very, very competitive rider. That was frustrating that you had that rail. You can see he's having to work a little bit to get that right-handed turn. I think this is going to be a great partnership to keep an eye on. See how they progress. They've only been together a couple of months. 68.99. The time was good enough for third. To be fair though, if Jordan hadn't had that rail, I think we'd have seen him go a little bit faster as well. But he does finish on the 4 faults, heads into 6th place. Hi to Snowy Horses, saying she's hoping to ride as a show jumper professionally. Good to have you watching on YouTube. Again, don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube, get involved with the conversation. Let me know where you're watching from. Any questions about the sport, about the venue, wherever, you can pop them in the comments box below as well. Kent Farrington is next to go. One of the very best in the world. Currently ranked as number 5 on the Longines World Rankings. And Tulana is the name of the horse that he comes forward. This was a real breakout year for this horse last year. Won quite a big 4-star Grand Prix. And this horse has all the ingredients that Kent likes. You know, the fast, careful. And this is one that Kent's had since about her 7-year-old year. And I know Kent likes to get them when they're quite young and really produce them and bring them through like he wants them to be. But Kent's a great horseman. You know, he manages their careers so carefully. And when this one's at home, you know, it's more about just keeping her fit and mentally fresh, Kent says. You know, he rides her on the grass, just kind of keeps her happy, really. Tries to keep them out the arena as much as possible, so when they come into the arena, they're nice and fresh. And his program certainly works, doesn't it? He's been in or around that top 5 for years and years now. And it's probably more difficult than ever to maintain those world rankings these days. So to be so consistent it's a real talent. Down to the last. Nice clear. 73.26 the time. Going to head into 4th place. Kent Farrington for the USA, world number 5, heads into 4th. Top 3 unchanged. Lucas Porter, Sean Jobin and Summerhill. That's our 1, 2, 3 at this stage. Maria says, where is this competition? It's a place called Live Oak International, which is a fantastic kind of leafy, grassy facility. They do driving as well, international driving. That's running alongside the international show jumping, and it's in a place called Ocala, which is in Florida. Chloe Reid joins us now. Crossover 4. It's a Hanoverian gelding by Casadello. Got good Chaco Blue bloodlines in there. And Chloe Reid's got a very busy weekend. This facility actually owned by her family, and she's very heavily involved in the management of the event. It was a shame just to have that early rail. But Chloe's done a very nice job of bringing this horse along. He's got a great jump. And this horse has been part of our team since, pretty sure, when he was 5 years old, they joined forces. You saw the scope there, you saw the adjustability as she landed as well. She's been down in Wellington with this horse, picking up top 6 finishes in the 5-star. Look at that scope over the Oxer. She jumped some of these for fun. And it's a bit frustrating because, you know, she's tackled the more technical line. She's got some great turns out there. So just to have that very early rail. But keep an eye on this partnership. Super job over the last there. 73.44. 1 comes down. 4 for Chloe Reid of the United States of America. Heads into 9th place on the faults in time. And another one to watch. I'm sure we'll see them here on Sunday in the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Right, we're down to about 24 left to come forwards here. Coco Faith is next with a Ventador 5. Coco's had this horse since 2022, and it's really brought her from the 2-star level all the way up to the 5-star competition. She had some great input over the years from people like Vasco Flores. And just a couple of weeks ago, down in Wellington, finished second in a 4-star Grand Prix. A great result there for Coco. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's actually a really nice breeze coming across the arena now, and obviously being down here in Florida, it's very, very warm, a little bit humid, and that breeze is so nice. It's kind of perfect conditions, really. You know, you certainly don't want it windy when you're jumping, but just to have that kind of nice breeze just keeps everything nice and cool. And they're really pinging off this grass arena. For those that haven't watched here before, this was a grass arena, then they actually put a kind of all-weather surface underneath this arena and then put the grass back on top. So this is top competition footing. You know, this most certainly is not a grass field. But it really holds up well, and the horses appreciate that. You can see how well they're jumping off it. That's 74.44. Jumps a very nice clear round. What a great season Coco's having. Puts her into 5th place, into 5th at this stage. We'll do some more mentions for you in just a couple of seconds. Quick reminder as well, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to send me any messages. Perhaps you're watching on Clip My Horse on FEI TV and you can get involved with a chat. You can also send me a message on Instagram. Just search for Adam Cromarty. And I'll keep an eye on those as well as we continue on through. Aaron Vale has got such an amazing string of horses at the moment. This is one called Prescott. They've competed together at the World Cup finals. We saw them out there in Omaha, Nebraska last year. And it's got great lines in this horse, including Lordanos. But he's been campaigning at another venue quite local to here over the last few weeks. And he's been top 10 in the big competitions on at least 5 or 6 occasions with this horse. And he's had about another 5 or 6 competing across there as well. He's based in Ocala. We were talking earlier about, you know, these riders being great horsemen, and Aaron Vale's another one that would really fit into that category. Early rail for Aaron. So just taking a bit of a check, setting up nicely. This is one that could be definitely competitive here on Sunday. You know, when we see that World Cup that's happening here in a couple of days, we'll see some riders who are stepping up to the level. This combination's certainly not in that category. You know, this one would be very competitive here on Sunday, I would think. 72.83, just one coming down there for Aaron Vale. Finishes up on 4 faults. Gabriella Rutter comes forward next. Mahari's Rock. This is another rider who we've seen represent her country. It was with this horse she went to the South American Games a couple of years ago. Gabby's actually from Chile but based in Florida now. This horse is by OBOS Quality, out of a mare called Atlantic Sally. But she's been campaigning quite a bit in the 3- and 4-star competitions at the beginning of the year down in Wellington. Jumped well at Sograsses last year. Just keeping that nice forward active rhythm. Finds that distance very easy. Come on, Gabby. Oh, catches that rail behind. Well, Peterson, our course designer, has done a great job of this course. You know, he's given them plenty of twists and turns. There's areas where they can move forward, but there's also kind of more technical questions like this where they have to be adjustable. Comes home on just the 4. Finishes up on 4 faults, 70.35 there for Gabriela Rudder of Chile. Maharej Rock. She's got a couple of real nice horses at the moment. Earlier this year, Gabby was on my podcast, Under the Saddle. A little bit of a plug there. If you haven't listened to it, it's available on all podcast platforms. Definitely worth a listen. Just search for Under the Saddle wherever you get your podcasts. Shameless plug there. But it was a great episode with Gabby. We talk about lots of different things. Here's a man who's represented his country to the very highest level. André Tima and Polly S come next for Germany. This is a combination that we've seen have good wins at this level over in Europe. And Andre's been showing this horse since he was 8 years old and has really brought him all the way up through the levels. Just in the sort of couple of years they've been together. It's 10 years old now, this horse. Did the maths for you there. But yeah, it's a real testament to him. And no surprise really, you know, we've seen him bring so many good horses up through the grades. And we talked about, you know, all the riders having different plans for the horses when we come in today. Some kind of really going for it, going for the win. Others having a plan of just executing a nice forward round with a little thought in the back of their mind about later in the weekend. 68.50 is the time to beat. Not going to be quite quick enough. He's not too far away though. 70.96 is the time. Good enough to head into 3rd place there for Germany's André Tima and Polly S. So 3rd place at this stage. Pushes Summerhill down to 4th. Sean Jobin sits 2nd for Canada. And Lucas Porter of the United States of America currently sitting at the top of our leaderboard, leading the way at the moment. Lauren says, I came here just to watch Aaron Vale. I think he brought 3 horses. Yeah, he's got a good string of horses at the moment. He's got tons of them, but I think you're right. He's got either 2 or 3 here in the different competitions. Looks like we're on to Dermot Lennon next. Millview Cicero. Nice Irish sport horse by Cicero Zev Van Pamel. We've seen Jordan Coyle ride this one a little bit as well. Previous rider winning the trophy at Hickstead last year. But this horse has got a great jump. Seems to be the faster they go, the easier the horse is. And just having that early rail, but I'm excited to see what the kind of results are going to be with Dermot over the next couple of months. Yeah, just a 4 today, 69.41 and 4 faults for Dermot Lennon. Millview Cicero representing Ireland. Still in the money at the moment, heads into 11th place. He's having a look down, he may have lost a shoe on course. Simon McCarthy standing by and just about to be underway here. Athletics Hero Z. He's just taking his time using this countdown. Remember, they've got 45 seconds. This is a very interesting horse for Simon. I know he's excited to have him, and he's got a great string of horses at the moment. Definitely hoping to see them in some 5-star Grand Prix this year. This is a horse we've seen Brian Mowgray ride. We've seen Dermot Lennon jump this one as well. Get a nice forward active rhythm. Whoa, little stumble there. Whoa, plenty of scope this horse, hasn't he? Oh, looks like he just kind of drifted a little bit right at the last minute there. We've seen rails pretty much all over this course, but that's been one fence in particular. It's just very delicate, and if it was on its own on the long side somewhere, it wouldn't really have such a big impact. But it's been placed so carefully, and that's exactly, what the course designer intended down there. But Simon McCarthy finishes up on the 4 faults, 73.94 total of the 4 faults. And no change to that leaderboard at this stage. Lucas Porter, Sean Jobin, Andre Tima. We've got the USA leading, Canada second, and Germany in third. Real international field. Hi to Lauren, who's just sent me a message on Instagram to say that this is one of the nicest grass arenas she's seen in North America. Yeah, I think you're right. They do so much work to keep on top of this, and as I mentioned earlier, it's got a surface underneath as well. But thanks for your message. If anyone else wants to send a message on Instagram, just search for Adam Cromarty, and while you do that, we're going to get Daniel Coyle underway with a horse called Incredible. Brand new ride for Daniel. I think he's been jumping this one a couple of weeks and then had a win at another venue local to here. Right off the bat. He's some rider, this guy. Fresh off back-to-back World Cup wins as well over in Europe. Ariel Grange and Lothlorien Farm is there. The owner behind Daniel. When Daniel went with Ariel over to Europe looking for horses, Jerome Doubledam mentioned he knew of the horse that might suit. They went to look at this one, and the rest is history. It's been a great decision. Wow. This is going to trouble Lucas Porter. 68.50. That's the challenge, the time to be beaten. One to come as he pushes on down to this final fence. Gets it. Pushes through, and there's your new leader, 66.90. Couple of weeks competing, already had a major win at another venue, and then comes here and now leads the way in this 4-star one-round competition. Top guy, great horseman, great rider, and now leads the way. Daniel Coyle in there for Ireland. Lucas Porter for the USA goes into second place, and Sean Jobin for Canada heading down into third. 17 combinations left to challenge though. Daniel Coyle really adding the pressure on, but has he done enough? We're going to have to wait and see. Kelly Cruciati Vanderveen is next with Gideon for the USA. Horse she's had for a couple of years. Made their World Cup debut at the National Horse Show in Kentucky last season. Then went on to do the World Cup in Toronto as well. Speaking of Toronto, obviously they've got a full schedule there. It's not just the World Cup. And in the McKee Family International Challenge, she finished top 10 in that one. But it's been great to see her last season. They started their season at WEF this year, and already they've been performing well at 3, 4 and 5-star level. So hopefully they're just going to continue on from the success they had last year. Ah, catches that vertical. For those with real eagle eyes, you can spot the colour of the cups. And that's not some kind of fun designer or brand reason. Those yellow cups are about 3mm shallower than the white cups, so they make those rails even more delicate. Same with this one, you can see they're on those completely shallow yellow cups. And these riders know now, you know, if they've had 8 faults, it's really just academic. It's all about enjoying the round, using this time in the ring, setting up for your next adventure. Because it's only the clears and the fast 4 fault rounds that are currently on our leaderboard there. 76, 34 8 faults there for Kelly Cruciati, Van der Veen and Gideon for the United States of America. Quick hello to Martha Bowen, who's just sent me a message on Instagram saying she's watching in Massachusetts. Good to have you with us, Martha. Again, if anyone else wants to get involved, Adam Cromarty on Instagram, or if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, then you can stick your question, comment, or just tell me where you're watching in the comments box below. Katie Dynan is back. Now, we saw her earlier with another horse, and now comes to join us here with Out of the Blue, SCF. Purchased this one from Spy Coast Farm in December. We've seen Shane Sweetenham ride this horse in the past, and Shane won quite a few competitions and, you know, placed in some big Grand Prix with this horse. This is a very exciting new horse for Katie. Can't wait to see the success that she has with this one. But still very much into that sort of getting to know you phase, and I'm not sure she'll have jumped this one on grass before. If she has, it won't have been on too many occasions, but you know, I'm sure the horse brings that experience forward. That for those that are newer to the sport, it is a little bit different, you know, competing on surfaces, competing on grass. But Katie's had so many horses and so much ring time over the years. She'll know how to help them adjust very easily. Wow, you could see her really working hard down to that oxer, just catches that front rail. And she'll just use her upper body here just to set up and balance. Does it nicely. Oh. Down to this final fence, and it is just a 4 today, 71.59. Time-wise, that would have been good enough for 5th place. I mean, she might have gone slightly faster had she not had the rail, but with that time, would have been good enough for 5th. Sadly, that rail pushing them off the leaderboard, but a very exciting new horse there for Katie Dynan. A quick hello to Vera Thompson, watching on Facebook Live, watching from Ireland. Good to have you with us, Vera. Cara Bruce also watching on Facebook Live from South Africa. Georgia Cab watching from North Wales, UK, and loving it. I bet it's cold and wet, Georgia. Christian Coyle next to go. Represents Ireland with this one. Extravaganza Semi. Nice Self-Francais mare. This horse is pretty new to international competition. Probably had, I don't know, maybe about 7 or 8 starts so far, and a bit of a time off in between as well. But already putting in some good performances. We saw them in a 3-star Grand Prix in Wellington down in Florida and finished up 12th there. And Christian, a great rider, he's got a good base and he's been building that string of horses. But tough challenge in here, 66.90. Daniel Coyle really adding the pressure on. Whoa. You could see Christian felt that coming around the corner, tried to make that little adjustment. Just got a little bit flat. Again, as soon as they have any more than 4 faults, they know they're out the prize money. But Christian definitely making the most of this time in the ring today. Jumps very nicely down the final line, finishes up on the 8 faults, 71.80 and 8. And don't forget, if you are watching on Facebook Live, do hit that share button, let all your friends know that they can enjoy the action here as well. Hi to Joy Lunn, who's watching from Aberystwyth in West Wales. Valentina's in Chile. Ostasia, I hope I got your name right, watching in Lithuania. Definitely the dream arena, she says. It's an amazing arena, this one. If you weren't listening earlier, I was mentioning that it used to be, just grass. Then they lifted it and it was an all-weather surface, and then they put the grass back over the all-weather surface. So it's top competition footing that these riders get to ride on. And don't forget as well, this is a top international driving competition as well. So we've already seen the dressage phase. The drivers have got their marathon tomorrow, and then they've got the cones on Sunday. Back to the Vaclav Stenek and Quentin now. This is one we've seen Daniel Coyle ride on a number of occasions. Vaclav riding for the Lothlorien Farm and Ariel Grange's team. Working a lot with the younger horses. But also gets the opportunity to ride these top mounts as well. And Quentin was one we saw at Spruce Meadows in the 6 bar. Finished second at their Masters tournament in September. This is one that Ariel Grange bought from the VDL auction in Wellington as a 6-year-old. But great opportunity for Vaclav to be, riding the top mounts as well as the younger horses, and getting the opportunity as well to come and ride in this world-class facility. Great part of the team though. And finishes up on the 8 faults, 74.49, 8 faults in total there. Vaclav Stenek and Quentin from the Czech Republic. Another few hellos. We've got your local Therian, I think that says. Haley watching in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Kay Martha's in Warsaw, in Poland. Nancy Rivers says, will any of the driving be streamed live? Not any of it, Nancy, all of it. You can catch all the driving. It's available on Clip My Horse FEI TV. All the jumping classes as well that aren't on YouTube, that aren't on Facebook. Again, you can catch all that action as well. But the driving starts tomorrow. I think it's about 8:02 with the marathon. And again, you'll be able to find that online. Go to Clip My Horse, you'll find it. Right, let's get Summerhill then underway. Back with that second ride. Olympic van der Noordhovel. Tal Milstein's riding this one. We've seen Daniel Blumen in the irons of this horse as well, and a relatively new one for Summer. Started showing him internationally just at the beginning of this year. But first show together, came out 2-star level, finished top 6 in the welcome. Then we've seen her ride at 3-star level. She was 4th in the 3-star Grand Prix here in Ocala, a different venue a few weeks back. And now jumping their first 4-star together as a pair. She thinks such a lot of this horse. You can see her just having to check a little bit here, saying wait. Now she just has to organise to get down to this vertical. Come on, Summer. Three efforts left. 66.90 to beat. Not going to be that. Oh! Catches up with her there.
That's a shame, isn't it? The second last
70.99 is the time. The time would have been good enough for 5th. That rail so costly, pushes her off the leaderboard. I know that's got to be frustrating, but I think she'll also focus, hopefully, a little bit on all the good parts, because there were so many of them on the way around there. And you could see coming down to the double where she had that rail. She could feel it. She tried to adjust, got away with the first part, but then it kind of caught up with her coming out of the double there. So she finishes up on the 4 faults. Hi to Brooke, who's just sent me a message on Instagram as well, saying, is this the only competition that's going to be on Facebook and YouTube? No, we've got another one. Another one tomorrow, and if you want to find out the time, you can head to longines.timing.com, select the event, you can see the timetable. But thanks for your question coming in on Instagram. Again, you can send me a message on Instagram, just search for Adam Cromarty, I'll keep an eye on those, or on Facebook, or on YouTube. But we've got now Be It Manly on course. One of the best in the world, Châteauroux Point Noir for Switzerland. Beat's, ridden for his country for decades, ridden to the very highest level. This horse is known as Sherry in the barn. Very chilled horse. Really loves her job. There's never really been a class where it's not kind of gone to plan, where the horse hasn't tried its heart out. It's very difficult to find horses like this. He's had the horse for about 3 years. We've seen them place well in the World Cups. Whoa. And again, Beat's just executing his plan perfectly. He's not going to beat Daniel, but he just gives that horse a fantastic ride and gives the horse so much confidence coming in here on Sunday for the World Cup for sure. 71.71 is the time, into 5th place there for Be It Manly. Sees the Grey says, is Daniel Coyle related to Jordan Coyle? They are. They're brothers. She said she noticed Jordan showing earlier in the year. Loved the name Incredible. That's Daniel's horse. It's called Incredible. And says that her daughter changed her horse's name to Marvellous when she got the horse in Sweden. Well, at least it's easy to pronounce. I love the names that are easy to pronounce. Right, let's get Kamagodek underway next. Back with her second ride. This is Charissa for the USA. Their first show together was at the National Horse Show in Kentucky. Already had some top 10 finishes here in Ocala over the last few weeks. Jumped well at Fort Worth in December as well. And she's just kind of taking her time a little bit, using the room, keeping things organised. Kama's got a good training business as well. Working with the younger riders and the amateurs, bringing them through the grades. As you can see, this horse goes in a hackamore. Again, for those that are new to the sport, that's a bitless bridle. And when she bought this horse, she insisted that his own hackamore actually came with him. So the bridle came from Europe, the horse came from Europe. And they're going to jump a clear. Yeah, good job there. 76.79. Kamagodek jumps the clear today, heads into ninth place there for Kama. So at the moment in the prize money, the top 10 are all clear. Then it's the 2 fastest 4-fault rounds, sitting in 11th and 12th place. So all the clears and the 2 fastest 4s making up our top 12. And we're down to our final 8 as well. 8 combinations left to come. Hi to Kelly Edwards, watching from California. Love California, I was there a couple of weeks ago. California's amazing in the winter. We managed to go skiing and surfing in the space of 2 days. They've got like little microclimates there. I'm not even sure how it works. And Cara Bruce says that she's jumping on Sunday at the meter 20. Good luck to you, Cara. Right, let's focus though on this one. Alessandra Volpe for the USA. Another one who's been building a real good string of horses. We saw her on Nations Cup duty last year. This horse is from France originally, was shown previously by Julien Epayard. And we've actually seen Alessandro ride this horse out in Europe. Whoa, wow, has to hustle a little bit. That was a good reaction there. Really needed to just get some more forward momentum to come out, and she got her leg on and got after the horse and got the job done. That was very reactive. This is a good round. Comes down towards the last. Could go top 3. Pushes on through. 69.46. Out into 4th place. Into 4th. So top 3 are unchanged. Daniel Coyle leads for Ireland with Incredible, that new horse on his string that is living up to its name. Lucas Porter in 2nd for the USA. Sean Jobin for Canada, currently ranked in 3rd place at this stage. We've got some quick ones coming towards the end though. Nothing safer decided yet. Someone asking about the time allowed, Victor. It's 87 seconds time allowed, Victor. But we're not going to see too many come close to that. This man certainly won't. Andre Thiem for Germany. Amazing Olympian, great horseman as well. And this horse is still moving up the levels a little bit, but looking so promising. Another one who's been basing down here in Ocala. We've seen him jump some great rounds over the last few weeks, and of course over in Europe as well. You know, we see him quite a lot over there. But he's riding some very smooth turns here, but also just, you know, taking that second where he needs it just to set up, putting the horse in the perfect place. Pushes on, up, and now down towards this final fence. Could this go top 3? Don't think so. I think it's going to be just outside. 70.53 goes into 5th place, into 5th there for Andre. But another exciting horse. God, he's got a few nice ones at the moment, has Andre Thiem. Having a quick look back over at the YouTube live chart, we've got Sophie, who says Team Germany here. Well, you'll be happy now. You've seen some great German sport. Hi to Cara, who's watching in Cape Town, South Africa. Janet McCarthy says she's going to be here in person on Sunday. You'll have to come and say hello, Janet. It'll be great to see you. Sophie says, how high are the jumps? It's a 1.55 m competition, so a good proportion of this course will be set at maximum height. A few of them might be slightly under. But they're big old fences out there. Kimberly Bird now. We've had plenty of people watching online and commenting on YouTube and Facebook from New Zealand. And here's Kimberly Bird representing that nationality now with Caricasina. Another one who's been on Nations Cup duty already this year. Been shown down in Wellington since the start of the season. And before the start of the season, you know, before January, we hadn't really seen this horse jump internationally since last summer. But she knows this venue well. We saw her at Live Oak last year. Remember, there's just 5 left to come, and Daniel Coyle still holding on to that lead, 66.90. Boy, he's added some pressure on. Oh, he's just getting organised down here. Just containing that blood, keeping everything together. And you can see her really turning her head, using the upper body, keeping her shoulders parallel with the horse's shoulders. That's so important in that kind of roll back turn. Down to the last. Nice double clear, 75.24 is the time. Going to head down to 11th place at this stage. Handful left to come. She's in 11th at the moment. And it is all the clear rounds other than Alexandra Crown that currently sit in the prize money. Veronique says she's watching it in Normandy in France. Cara says, is it also show jumping on Sunday? It is show jumping on Sunday. Sunday's competition for us, though, is the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. And the only place to watch that is one on TV, if it's live where you live. It depends where you are. There's plenty of highlight shows where you can see the highlights early next week. You'll have to check your local listings for that. Or you can watch on FEI TV, Clip My Horse. So you can watch the World Cup here on Sunday. Gretchen says these horses are amazing athletes. Valentina says love the horses. Well, you're in the right place because there's some cracking ones here. Simon McCarthy and Gotcha. Next on course. Pair that had a 3-star win in Traverse City last summer, and this is one that Simon's had for several years now. They've had success all the way up to 5-star level during their partnership. I know Simon says how spicy this mare is. She's got lots of energy. Keeps Simon on his toes, especially in the warm-up. When he's in the warm-up, he can't fall asleep because this one would just spin him off. But she's very careful, very consistent, really fights from every time he comes into the ring. And he's certainly given it a go with this one. That Oxa really opens them up, and we can see them just having to keep everything contained, protecting that vertical. What do you think? 66.90. Is this quick enough? He pushes on down to the last. This could be fast. Pushes through. 64.50. Straight to the top there. Simon McCarthy and Gotcha. New leaders. Wow. Did you think Daniel Coyle could be caught? He'd sat up so comfortably with that exciting new horse of his at the top of the leaderboard for so long. Now Simon Carthy comes in with 4 or 5 left and pips him to the post. 64.50, new time to beat. And to be fair, he smashed it. You know, he's 2 seconds faster, more than 2 seconds faster. That's a lifetime in our sport. Great one there, but Ireland's flying high. Simon McCarthy leads, Daniel Coyle second, and then the USA's Lucas Porter sitting in third. Gabriella Rhoda comes forward next. Castle OJ, 11-year-old Irish sport horse by Sligo Candy Boy. Horse that's had 5 international wins. Andrew Burns has ridden this one in the past. Gabby's had the ride for a couple of years now, though. Finished 4th in a 4-star qualifier at another venue here in Ocala quite recently. Oh, but catches that vertical. Kind of cut at a bit of an angle. On the second part of the double as well. Oh, what a shame. So Gabby sits on 12, but has now just got to keep that out the back of her mind, stick to the plan, stick to just keeping this horse nice and together. Working on that straightness through here. It's a very nice job down this final line. Oh, but takes the last. So 16 total, 71.01. Total of 16 there for Gabby and Castle OJ. Someone on YouTube Live says, what time is the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup this Sunday? At 2 p.m. local time, but it depends where you are, of course. But if you head to longinetiming.com, click on this event, you can see the full timetable. You can also see the start lists, you can see live scoring, you can even see the course plan that the riders get to look at before they walk the course, and it's hung up out in the warm-up. It's got loads of fun stuff like that on there, so that's longinetiming.com, do have a look. Chaco P, Will Simpson. This is a pair that have been together for years. They make a great team. And this wouldn't be everyone's horse. But Will has done just such an amazing job. And he's a big horse, this one. He must be about 18 hands. He's a lot to manage, but you know, Will's certainly got that experience, certainly got that ability. It's a fun fact, Will's also got some reining horses these days as well. And of course, based down here in Ocala these days. Oh, catches the rail, what a shame. And you can see Will just having to work, just having to contain that energy. Whoa. The time's not bad at all. Look at the time, 66:02. The time was good enough for second, but one rail comes down, and boy, you can see what a result that's had, from second to 16th and off our leaderboard. That's a heartbreak there for Will. 2 left to come. Final chance. If you want to get involved with the conversation on YouTube or Facebook, or you want to send me a message on Instagram, just search for Adam Cromarty on there. We'll get some more comments after we see this next horse. Luis Sabino Goncalves and Vic de Crezy. Luis is another athlete based in Ocala. Another great rider, to be fair. Always prepares the horses so well. Luis has got some great kind of natural feel and lots of balance, and he does a lot of non-stirrup work, no saddle work. And I think that really helps. But he's won some big classes with this. Just at the end of last year, he won a $100,000 Grand Prix at another venue here in Ocala. He's had this horse for years. They've had so many wins internationally and nationally. Very fast mare, very light on her feet, makes the turns look easy. And they've picked up a lot of placings earlier this year. That might just continue on. Ah, has that rail. Whoa. Looks like he might be deciding to retire today. Or is he just getting organised? Oh, he was just getting organised. And you know, that's a decision you've got to make. It really depends on the horse and what you've got for the rest of the weekend, and what you're feeling when you're in there. Oh, almost lost his rein over the horse's ear there. But he knew he was out of contention, so it was either a case of retiring, or it was a case of, you know, pop in a circle, get things organised, get things rebalanced, and then just come back on track and give the horse a nice ride down the final line. Hi to Justin, who says, how many top-class show jumping venues are there in Ocala? I mean, the list is growing and growing. It's becoming horse country. But we've got the Hits venue along the road, and then of course WEC across the road, and then here in Live Oak. But this is a special venue because it only runs for, you know, this one event all year long, and it's a chance for them to get into these wide open spaces. You know, there's top-class jumping, top-class driving, and a lot of, you know, festivities, and maybe 1 or 2 parties that go along with this event as well. So it's one that they really enjoy coming to. Right, Zoe Conser then, the last one. She's got to be clear, got to be faster than 64.50. Zoe has just got such an amazing string, courtesy of Steph X Stables. Zoe rides for Belgium. She's won several Grand Prix classes in Wellington. She was been leading Lady Rider down there as well. But she's had success with this horse all the way up to 5-star. This horse has plenty of scope and ability. 64.50 to beat, so she's not going to trouble the top few with this one. They're going to pick up some prize money. Little tap, jumps the last, still finishes in 73.62. Going to take 11th place today. Zoe Conter there for Belgium. Puts in a great performance. A quick hello to my friend Mavis Spencer, watching in Rome. Team USA. I got a great base out there in Europe as well. Having a quick flick through my Instagram messages. Kimberly Dingwell's just messaged to say watching in New Hampshire. Kara's watching on FEI. Off to compete on Sunday. Best of luck to you, Kara. And have another quick look through YouTube as well before we do that final result. Hi to Monique, says, is Rodrigo Pessoa competing? I don't think he's here this year, no. Hi to Valentina on there as well, to Gretchen, to Sophie, to Victor, to everyone who's been getting in touch. A huge thank you. Great to have you guys involved with the conversation. But let's take a look at that full result. You can see it on screen. And of course, we say a massive well done to Simon McCarthy of Ireland, who takes the top honours today with Gotcha, winning in 64.50. Very exciting new horse for Daniel Coyle. Incredible finishes in second for Ireland, 66.90. At the highest placed USA rider, that's Lucas Porter. He's going to finish up in third today on 68.50. So congratulations to all those riders. Quick reminder, we're going to be back live on Facebook, YouTube and FEI TV tomorrow. If you want to find out the local times, then just head along to longines-timing.com. You can click on Live Oak, you can see the full timetable, and if you want something a little bit different, then of course they have top shelf international driving here as well. It's marathon day tomorrow. That's like the cross-country phase for them. It's going to be very exciting. You will not want to miss that. And of course we've got more 4-star show jumping coming your way tomorrow as well. All those timings available, longines-timing.com. Click on Live Oak, look at the timetable, and as I mentioned earlier, you can also see the start list, the live scoring. Oh, there's got the course plan, lots of fun stuff on there as well. But once again, a huge thank you to everyone who's been messaging on Instagram, who's been getting involved with the chat on YouTube and on Facebook. We're going to hand it over to the ring team. Nick Brooks-Ward will be taking care of the prize giving. But from the whole team here in Ocala at Live Oak International, we'll see you again very soon. From me, Adam Cromarty, it's goodbye for now.
riders are welcome to the NW Arena just to see whether can we help them to join us for the prize giving ceremony. Many congratulations to Simon McCarthy and Gotcha for Ireland. In second place, it is congratulations to Daniel Coyle and Elio Grace's incredible Ireland. In third, it is a great run and less than so long. It is Lucas Porter and Wicket Carter, the USA. Canada, based over here in the colour, John Jobin and Lico. Canada. In terms of the United States of America, Alessandro Volpi and Gracia de Fashi. Germany, staying down 7-6 with Botani Pierce and 7th with Paula. All great team, Germany. And a true master of this craft. Riding the Grand Prix partners, Chapin Grenoir, Pierre Manley, Switzerland. Our very grateful thanks indeed to Live Oak International. It is a great way to finish the second of 4 amazing days marathon to go off on 8:02 tomorrow. It is that one of the times led on by the champion this evening, Simon McCarthy. Gotcha for Ireland. One more time, the champion of the Live Oak International, Qualifier, Simon McCarthy. Thank you, Pedro.
You have to be obsessed with the dream. There's not wanting it, there's kind of wanting it, there's wanting it, there's wanting it real bad, and then there's obsession. I'm obsessed with it. It's all I think about. It's all I do. It's all I work on every single day.
At Great American, the numbers tell the story. There are approximately 3,000 property and casualty insurance companies in the United States. So how do you find the right one?